Yo, crew members, what it be?
Hey-o! Ho-ho-ho!
Damn.
That actually felt really good.
What's good, brother?
It just feels good to be in here.
Hell yeah.
Talk some video games,
Hell
smell
yeah.
this sweet studio air.
Oh, is that what you smelling?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of burping up some like basil pesto that was on. No, it's not the pickles. It's just like basil pesto that was on the pinwheel shit that I was eating. But anyway, so Wes and I were trying to figure out what episode to do today because, again, this is the last one that we have without Anthony.
Yep.
He's got, I think, 4-day drill. Something like that.
Some shit. He'll be back.
Excuse me. So we were like, we don't like to do CTH, Heroes and Villains and stuff like that without him.
We only did that once, and that was without you the other week.
There was no, pressing, like super pressing news or anything like that. So we were like, all right, let's just see if we can find some news articles that we could talk about.
Yeah, we hit that last week, the pressing one with the with PlayStation increasing.
Yeah, we didn't want to leave that.
The price. No, we didn't.
And also the SAG strike.
Yes.
So that was a big one as well. Those are two that we could have saved for this week, which actually in hindsight probably would have been a good idea because as we were looking for news,
it would have gave us some topics.
The news is so dominated by Starfield right now. Like if you go whatever websites you go on,
Game's been out for 9 days.
It's
3 days for the layman.
So while I was looking for some news articles, I landed on GameSpot, and they posed the question, and I was like, this would actually make for a good discussion because we were just talking about how this year is because you were talking about how the last couple of years due to the pandemic and understandably so, how it's been kind of slow.
Yes,
for games, right?
We've been getting a lot of delays. We've been getting
You've been getting a lot of delays and really
a lot of issues with bugs.
A lot of issues with bugs, but then when the games do come out, it's really kind of been like one banger at a time. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a whole lot of overload. But now, we're launching into a year where we are just getting bombarded with shit. And the article asks, are too many games a bad thing?
Yes.
From Dead Space and Resident Evil 4 Remake to Starfield and Tears of the Kingdom, there have been no shortage of great games to play this year, but is too much of a good thing bad?
Now, here's what they're doing. Right now, they are working off of the millennial nostalgia.
With all the remakes?
Yes. All the Resident Evil remakes. Hell,
it's working.
How many times did they remake Skyrim? 27?
Probably. That sounds about right.
And because I'm thinking about that going, okay, that they are definitely trying to get us, with that type of thing because that was, for a lot of people in our generation, that was their opening to RPGs and shit like that.
Yeah.
So wanting to and also, we're stupid with money, so we will rebuy it and everything else. But yeah,
there's pros and cons.
I would much rather see the money and the work go into a new IP or even just a continuation of a story as opposed to a remake. I like how it's pretty, but if I already played it and I enjoyed it, I'm not big on going back on things like that, personally.
Agree, but I would imagine... I can't imagine when they do these remakes, it is just to capitalize off nostalgia from people that played the originals. I'm sure that's part of it. I'm sure that factors in, and I'm sure that is a part of what they're trying to do. But I would also imagine that there's people that have, we'll just stick with Resident Evil since you brought that up. We've been around since its inception, since the OG, right? There's some people who, the first Resident Evil game to come out, that they would have been of age to play could have been, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 7. So, and if they want to go back and play some of those old games, they may not have the opportunity to. It could be for a system that you can't get anymore, without paying, the prices that some people put now. You want a PlayStation? Okay, you're going to pay me $895 for this PlayStation.
Yeah.
So, there is that aspect of it. If you want to be able to go back and play a game that was great, now there's a remake for a system you may currently own. I don't think
most people would just go with an emulator.
I don't think you need. I'm not going to recommend that because that's still. Technically, that's still illegal. As far as I know, the rules are still you have to physically actually own the console and the game for you to be able to have an emulator.
Okay.
Do people abide by that? No. Did I abide by that when I was a kid?
No.
So I'm sure people still do it.
I mean,
Yes,
like I have
that's
a
an
Raspberry
option.
Pi sitting down here. So,
but also, you know, as you get to like the more advanced systems, you need a more advanced PC to be able to handle the emulator. You have an old school PC. Like when I was doing emulators back in the day, I think as far up as I could go was like Super Nintendo. I couldn't even do N64 because the video card wasn't good enough yet.
I mean, most of the time I was just playing Pokemon games.
So
you know what I mean?
yeah,
So
for sure. But so I'm sure, you know, I don't mind remakes. The over and over remakes can stop. Like we didn't need 5 different remakes of Skyrim. Skyrim didn't need to come to every system available and then come to, you know, VR and all that shit. Like it probably wasn't.
I mean, I understand it, but yeah, it's not needed.
Yeah, I mean, a remake every now and again, I'm not mad at. And so we
But
said
see, okay, so you just said it though. A remake every now and again. We've gotten all the Resident Evil remakes, all the majors, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We haven't gotten like Veronica or anything else like that.
I don't think
we haven't
you
gotten
will.
any of the side story ones essentially, but like the main movement of the campaign. The main movement of Resident Evil itself, we've already gotten all the remakes to be able to work on, yes, these modern systems now to where you can play continuously from 1 to 8.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm fine with that. I don't think you need to go in and, you know, remake every good game a franchise has ever had. I don't think you need to go and do that. Like, thankfully, I thought I lost something.
No, just keep going. I'm fucking with shit.
You know, thankfully, Final Fantasy has showed some restraint because could you imagine what it could be like if they decided to remake? All they've remade was 7, right? Well, no, that's not all they've remade.
No, it's not all they've remade, but at the same time, with 7, they also, I wouldn't even call 7 a true remake because they changed it. They changed the way the game. It's not turn based now. It's the combat system is completely different, and I mean they changed it to make it more suitable for what they plan on continuing with. You know what I mean, with the Final Fantasy run,
which is smart. But even, you know, take remakes out if you want. It's still a tough argument because look, everything's always better when you have options, right? But this is the problem. What problem did I? You may have said something as well. I know Anthony did. What's the first problem I ran into when I got Game Pass? And Game Pass is incredible. I love it. Spent 2 hours
just looking.
Overwhelmed by how much there was that I wanted to play. At the point where like I was so spent from trying to find something, I ended up playing a game that I had already played just because I needed something to just be calm and play at that point and not have to learn something new. So that side of it, you know, when there is so much, you're gonna miss out on something. You're gonna. I mean, when.
Like, the way I'm looking at it is we had games come in like Forsaken, right? If we weren't having, and can you pull that up on your phone? Pull up Forsaken. I want to see who the developer is because I'm trying to remember. I think it might be. I don't think it's Ubi. I think it's I think it might be Crystal Dynamics. But you know what I mean? If they weren't if they like, I want to know if they were working on something during that same time that was a remake, because Forsaken flopped. From everything we saw with the trailers and everything else with the game up until its release, it was so exciting to see the way that they were using the magic and like airwalking and all this other just wild shit. But then when you got the game,
are we thinking of the same game?
Forsaken?
When you said Forsaken, I was thinking about a game from like N64 way back in the
day. I'm talking about a game that came out for the PS5. It dropped last year or earlier this year.
Are you talking about the one with the dragons?
Yeah, the black chick and the dragons.
Was that actually called Forsaken?
Yes.
Why is that not coming up?
I was wrong.
I
Forspoken.
I knew you were. And I still
Forspoken, and it was and it was Squeenix that made it.
Okay.
But like either way, I feel like if people weren't so wrapped up in wanting to do all these remakes and remasters and cleanups, they could have put more into this game to where it wasn't so broken. Because that was one of the dude, like, the game was fucking, from what I heard, the game was glitchy. You know what I mean? It like nothing ran well for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, disappointing graphics, poor voice performances, and shallow gameplay. That's what PCMag.com says about Forspoken.
You know what's wild? And we'll come back to the original topic in a minute.
Sure.
Just the last few years. Now, again, maybe you can attribute this to the pandemic and not having, the same setup for making these games and just a lot of shit, messing up your flow and whatnot. But these last few years, the amount of high-profile hyped games to flop is crazy. It's crazy. Back in the day, do you ever remember really looking forward to a game and being utterly disappointed when it comes out? I can't.
No.
But then you look back a little bit, and I'm still going to bring one up even though they fixed it, but a game like No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
All the hype flopped. Forsaken. All the hype flopped. Cyberpunk. Again, they went in and fixed that one too from what I hear. All the hype flopped.
But
It's
the
crazy.
way it's looking right now is the fact that we are running into the issue with modern games that have DLCs and and microtransactions and all these other stupid little things. I mean, DLCs aren't stupid, but because of because of having all that stuff, you're constantly working on so many different things in the game that nothing is getting ironed out exactly the way it should be for a day one release. And that's why you have a 60 gig patch like a week later. Mm-hmm. I had to do 100 gig fucking update on Starfield before I could even play it.
Yeah.
And I already had it downloaded. I had it pre-downloaded because of Game Pass, but then I bought the early edition. And it made I could not play the night that I bought it because it was like a 2-hour fucking download.
You know what's a bugaboo of mine? And it just is what it is. I think it just comes with the technology, but the systems could definitely help you out. I remember back in the day when one of the, driving forces to make you buy or have you want to buy a system or even be okay with the price point is the fact that the storage always got bigger. And back in the day, having a 500 gig system or a terabyte system was great. It made sense. But now, you're almost at like a 90% chance these days that one of the bigger games of the year are going to be over 100 gigs on their own. True. And that's not even including NBA 2K is just a sports game, and they're over 100 gigs. So it's like, y'all are going to need to start rolling out like 2, 3, 4 terabyte systems if these games are going to keep being like...
I mean, look, they will. You know what I mean? Because look at all the evolutions that we've had with the systems up until now. You know what I mean? We have been moving up to those. I mean, not only getting like the terabyte and all that type of shit, but also
I feel like they should have started already though, because it even started with what system did Red Dead come out for? The original Red Dead. Because I'm pretty sure the original Red Dead is over 100 gigs.
You're probably right.
I think. I'll
Red Dead originally released 04. And it was PlayStation 2 and Xbox original.
I'm sorry, not the original Red Dead. Red Dead 2, the one that's on multiple discs. What did that come out for?
That one came out for PS4, Xbox One originally. Came out in 18.
Okay, that game is 150 gigabytes. So I feel like you knew then that these big games were coming out, yet for PS5 and Series X, you still only capped them out at what? What are they, 1? I forget now at this point.
Terabyte.
They are, right? Both of them?
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. We're also... Goddamn, every single time I want to say this point, it keeps slipping my fucking mind. Oh, we're now working with solid-state drives, which is a huge difference to regular hard drives. You know what I mean? It takes so much less to be able to use those things. And the solid state drive is actually one of the bigger things in these systems, both the X and I think the S as well, and the PlayStation 5. Is with the solid state drive, dude. It makes things just a million times better. Because what's the Series X? Fucking 16 teraflops or some shit like that.
That's something crazy.
It's fucking bonkers, dude.
But anyway, back to the original question. At what point is like? Do you think we're at a point this year where it's too much? Do you think? Like, do you think that there's too much coming out that you're gonna miss out on something?
Oh, I always think that.
Yeah.
I always think that. Like, right now, I'm playing Starfield. I still, in the back of my mind, I'm like, fuck, I still haven't started God of War Ragnarok. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Did you ever finish Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom is done. A fucking fantastic story. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. But...
Yeah, it's... You
want me to turn this a little more for you?
It's over... What? No, you're fine. I was just, like, gazing. It's getting to a point where I said, like, for someone like me who, like, I love to hit, you know, I would love to play all the games that are up for Game of the Year, but they fucking come out at the same time.
Yeah.
All of them. And they're all long. Like, they're all so long. Like, you look at I don't know if it was last year or the year before when it was as stacked as it's been in quite some time as far as the games that were up for Game of the Year. The year that you had Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima.
I think it might have been 21.
I think Control might have been on there too. And it's just like, dude, each one of those games is like 100 hours.
I'm not even typing anything.
No, you are not.
Motherfucker.
But, you know, it's... Again, I feel like it's always good to have options out there, but I feel like people are just missing out because there's so much.
Agreed.
So,
Absolutely.
So is it 2021?
I mean, 2021 had...
I mean, there's a lot there, too, I'm seeing.
It Takes Two, you know what I mean, as the main winner.
Fantastic.
You had Village, Ratchet & Clank, Psychonauts, Metroid Dread, and Death.
That's a little easier. Because those...
Yeah.
I can't imagine, you know, Resident Evil Villages, you're talking, you know, somewhere between 50 and 70, I think. You know, so it's not too bad. 2022. Is this going to make me feel good?
Requiem, Elden Ring, Ragnarok, Forbidden West.
Had to be
Stray,
had to be
Xenoblade.
had to be 2020 then.
2020 then.
That's crazy, bro. This shit's going by way too quick.
Yo, and when you have kids, it goes by even quicker, y'all. Just so everybody knows.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
so everybody knows.
That's true. Yeah, there we is. There we is. So what was up for Game of the Year is what I want to know. I think there was another article that you had there that would have worked.
Probably. So Game of the Year, we had Animal Crossing New Horizons. And again, this is 2020. Yeah. And it makes perfect sense because Animal Crossing...
The pandemic, yeah.
Yes. Doom Eternal. Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Ghost of Tsushima, which had a fucking long-ass fucking campaign.
Oh, my goodness.
Hades, which had a long-ass fucking campaign. And Last of Us Part 2, which I also know has... I mean, that one also has a decent campaign as well.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have games like Animal Crossing where the campaign's basically never ending. You know what I mean? Like you can technically never stop playing that.
That's true. It would be nice. Now, there's no requirement for them to do this because it is a competition at the end of the year. You want to put out your game, you know, and hope that people buy yours instead of somebody else's.
Oh, of course.
But, you know, I almost wish that you only got, you know, a game, these huge ass games, you know, like what we just saw, having Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, like, I wish they could come in separate years so everyone has a chance if they want to just fall.
And then also on top of that, both of those are for one particular system only. Ghost of Tsushima is PlayStation, and so is Last of Us. I mean, they're exclusives. So you would need time to sit both of them down to have ample time to enjoy them.
Fair enough. But no, I just thought that was an interesting question because I you know, we were talking about how this year we're getting just like our wallets are getting manhandled.
Yes.
Right? And it's actually even worse now because think about it. You know, we've had to deal with shit like this before with a lot of games coming out, you know, and you almost got to choose with the money you have, like, fuck, which one do I get?
Yes.
And now you have that plus PlayStation Plus Premium and Game Pass. So you already have 150 plus games at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Many of which you're going to want to play. Like, I mean, shit, Starfield just came straight to Game Pass.
Day one.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's nice because you don't have to buy that one.
Like I said, I bought the early edition, but also with that early edition, I also get the DLC. First year DLC for free. So I'm not mad.
Yeah. I'm interested when we get into what are we playing to hear what your thoughts are about that. But why don't we go into some of the other articles we got here?
All right. Let's get into news. There we go. All right, so I only have a handful of articles here to talk about. Two of them are Starfield, so we can kind of leave that towards the end because apparently this is going to be very Starfield centric. And then,
yeah, I think
maybe. So one of the ones that I actually thought was really neat was Roblox is going to be coming to PlayStation in October, apparently. And I think that is absolutely fantastic. Roblox is one of those games that it's basically entirely just it is the biggest sandbox you could ever find, because you literally can create entire worlds, maps, all of it, and then have other people play it. So the game first came out in 2006, and during like COVID-19 and everything, it definitely got a huge boost, mainly because over half of the US kids and teens that are under 16 were playing Roblox.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a lot. And like I said, I love the fact that it's going to be coming out for PlayStation. They said they're not ruling it out entirely, that it may even come to Switch. But like my daughter loves Roblox. Loves it. And look, I know there are certain spots on Roblox that are, you know what I mean, creepy, definitely some dark web type shit. But I pay enough attention to what she's doing to where I'm like, okay, you know what I mean, she's good where she is. I mean, plus, like, I was talking to one of the guys from work. This kid, I can say kid because he's only 20 years old. That's what he used to do for fun. He used to just create shit on Roblox, just for the hell of it. I mean, like, he has a programmer's brain. You know what I mean? So, so he can do that shit. I can't. I don't know nothing about that stuff.
Fucking around on them streets.
Yo, facts. But yeah, so we are going to be getting Roblox coming to the PS, well, just PlayStation. It's not necessarily just only going to be for the latest one, but PS4 and PS5. The full catalog of Roblox is what we're going to be getting. So enjoy when you get that shit. And the next article is about Insomniac and one of their biggest launches that they've had as of late, which is going to be Spider-Man 2. It's coming out October 20th. We got to see some of the Rogues Gallery.
And it looks so sick.
So you get Venom, which we all knew about. And I mean, he looks fucking insane. Just big and like, dude, you can almost like see like the way the detail is on like on his legs and his arms. Like you can almost see like the symbiote like moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with the way that it looks. So you have Venom. Another one we get is Dr. Connors, which is also the Lizard. Insanely cool look of the Lizard. The closest thing that I could say, you remember Leatherhead back in the old Turtles cartoons?
I do.
That's kind of what this reminds me of. You mean a little bit of that.
I can see it.
But like you have these huge spikes going down his back all the way down his tail. Like his arms are massive.
Looks terrifying.
Yes, and I want it all. The next one is the big baddie in the game. We get Kraven.
You called that right away too when we first saw remember when we first saw the trailer?
Oh yeah.
And you were like, that sounds like Kraven.
Look, so Kraven's first name is Sergei. So you know he's going to have some type of like hardcore Eastern European or Slavic accent. So when I heard it, there are only a handful of characters in the Rogues Gallery that, I mean, that talk like that. So, I mean, that's the only reason why I knew that it was Craven. And then, obviously, we have Peter Parker, but this is Peter Parker with black suit. And, like, you can see... Dude, that thing looks almost hydrophobic. That fucking suit. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't... It's fucking nuts. And then we also get the advanced suit with Peter Parker, which is the traditional Spider-Man suit with the white
spider.
With the white spider with the long legs coming down. It's very much like the Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield version.
Yeah.
And then we also have Miles in his upgraded suit, which looks like some more armor in it. And I mean, again, the black and red. It is so fucking sexy. I love it. It is so clean. Looks so good.
And at this point, they have done. They have put in the work to earn the right for me to not even doubt that the game is going to be fantastic. Because the first Spider-Man game was fantastic. Miles Morales was fantastic. This one, I assume, is good. I haven't had any gripe over either of the games.
Now, Insomniac has been doing very, very well over the last like 5, 6, 7 years.
Like, the only thing, and it's not even a knock against the game, it's just the style of game that it is. I have to wrap my brain around it, is I play so many games usually that are built on some sense of realism that anytime I play a game that just has those fucking ragdoll physics is always a little weird at first to me. So when you just like, you know, you fucking punch someone and they go limp and fly like 50 fucking feet.
I mean, it's also because you are like, I mean, you also are a super. You know what I'm saying? You're super. You are enhanced.
Yes, and this is also based on a fucking comic. So, you know.
True.
But I love these games. Now, if I remember correctly, I'll be interested to see in this one because I don't believe the combat system changed all that much between the first one.
From what I remember from the trailers, I don't think it did much either.
So I'll be interested to see how it feels here, and also how this game's going to take advantage of because obviously, you know, playing it on PlayStation, so how it'll take advantage of the DualSense controller, because I remember how sick it was playing Miles with that controller. It was wild. But yeah, what else we got? So that's the Spider-Man, that's the Rogues Gallery.
So I also just want to go ahead and put out there that the voice of Candyman from the old movies back in like the 90s and shit, back when we're younger, he's Venom.
That is a perfect voice, bro.
So yeah, so when he's actually in the symbiote suit, you mean where it's all the Wii and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're talking like that, it is him. Which I'm just like, yes.
His voice is,
I mean, the dude's terrifying.
Disturbingly scary. Yeah.
The dude is fucking terrifying, man. Like, for real.
I mean, rightfully so. He is Candyman. That's what he's known for. But people also forget that his last
Tony
name
Todd
was Tony Todd.
Yeah, I want to make sure I found his name.
And he played. He was also in the original Final Destination. He played the Death when they break into the.
Yeah, that's right.
And the way he was talking, I'm just gonna go ahead and say he plays Death in that movie.
Did you see stuff online that with PlayStation? So PlayStation put out everything with like this whole Venom game, even with like Venom and all that, and they put out a molded a cast of Venom.
19 inches of Venom.
19 inches of Venom. I loved it. It was like the funniest thing, and because people were going, give me all 19 inches.
Bro, 19 inches for 2 days in a row was the top trending thing on Twitter.
X. Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a former thing. X.
Yeah, it's it'll always be Twitter.
Until it's dead.
It'll always be fucking Twitter. Shit, Carney's is still Carney's. And it's a totally different place. Anyway. Alright, yeah, what else we got?
Yeah, so again, this is going to be coming out October 20th. We are all in here very excited. Even Anthony, who's not here, is also super excited for this as well.
Oh my god. I can't wait. I do still think it's such a shame, and maybe they will with the next one. God, it would be so fun co-op.
Yes.
It really would.
Yes.
You don't have to, because like I said, when I played Miles and when I played the first one, I wasn't missing not having co-op. I still had a great time. But
now, what I would say is that it would be cool if, I mean, even if they didn't use co-op with like you being able to be Miles, but if You mean you have other people that are kind of like anti-heroes, like Black Cat. You mean you could have her in there and be able to use her, essentially like with Catwoman in the Arkham games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could do something like that.
I mean, it did surprise me that they weren't, because like I understood with the first one and with Miles, they were the only, they were the only heroes in the game. So there's only one for you to play anyway. But the fact that in this game you have Peter, you have Miles, it's like you have like right there. You could have been like, here's co-op. One of you pick one of you pick the other, and off you go.
Yeah, which would have been so much fun.
That would have been sick. But I guarantee the game's gonna be fantastic.
Oh yeah.
All right, now moving on to what's gonna dominate the airwaves for the next fucking 2 months, probably.
Yeah, probably. So with Starfield, this is only one of the 2 articles that I have. Again, I don't have many articles just because I knew that it was going to be an overabundance of it, and I don't want to give you all that. I'm only going to give you all some of that. So you have full customization of your face and everything else in this game. And with that, people started creating famous people. One of the biggest ones that has been a huge hit is somebody made Willem Dafoe, and they gave him the line, I'm something of an industrialist myself. And I'm just like, yes, that's great. You have Ziggy himself, David Bowie, in there, which that looks good. That looks really good. I mean, androgynistic, perfect. Other ones we have. This is so funny.
That's right in there too. Wow. I don't even know what that wasn't even a crack.
I don't know. I can't have it that high because of the volume of the music. So so Todd Howard. Somebody created Todd Howard, and it looks on fucking point. Like the hair maybe isn't as curly as his, but it is like almost right there. I'm actually really impressed. And then we have dude from I don't even know what the fuck his name is. The old dude in Breaking Bad. And he was like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. This guy. I mean, he's a character actor. He's in fucking a million things.
I got you, bro. Hold up.
All right. Yeah, I'm waiting because I'm not gonna switch to the next one until you tell me.
You got it.
Yeah.
You is talking about.
Who's that talking about?
Jonathan Banks.
Thank you.
That's you.
Jonathan Banks. And like, I mean, his head is like huge, but I mean, it does look a lot like him. They did a really good job. And then you can't have it without Tony Soprano. Woke up this morning, got some gabagool. That is a good, that's a good pick. They did a good job on that. Somebody tried to create Shrek.
That is terrifying. It does not look like Shrek.
Look at his ears, dude.
That does not look like Shrek. Dude, it looks like someone fucked up when trying to make a Simpsons character.
Yo, you are not wrong. You are not wrong.
They hit the wrong button. They meant to hit yellow and they didn't.
I mean, apparently, some people have created other Shrek characters in this. I just haven't seen it yet.
Fuck is that?
And then
Lord Farquaad.
No,
I know it's
Lord
Starquaad.
Starquaad. Thank you.
Jeez.
That is hilarious. That is so good.
God, that's funny.
And then we have Large Marge.
Oh my gosh, that's just gonna make my soul hurt considering, R.I.P. to the big man. But
and then somebody made.
I gotta come close and see this because that was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, someone made Dr. House. Hugh Laurie. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name for a sec.
AKA fucking Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah. Yeah. Combat medic. That is exactly what you need for him as well. And then we have Amos from The Expanse. I mean, from the TV show. Somebody made him. We have El Chavo.
Wow.
So Don Ramon from El Chavo del 8, and somebody did a very good job on getting him right. But yeah, man, that's all the 11 pictures I have at the moment. But I will continue to put them out, and when I continue to see just really good ones, I will keep on saying something because these are fucking amazing. Not only are we getting awesome creations from players with characters, but we're also getting awesome creations with the ships in the game. People have already been making the Millennium Falcon. They've already been making X-Wings, TIE Fighters, Y-Wings. They made the Pelican from Halo. I've seen...
Anyone make the Normandy yet?
No. Ooh, that's a good one. I gotta look that up. I gotta see if anybody did. Yeah, dude, the Normandy would be fucking perfect. But, I wonder if anybody made the Enterprise yet either. I feel like that one would be a little tough, but that would be cool. But yeah, dude, I love how people are they just go completely hog wild on these customizations. And the last piece of Starfield news that I actually have is
hold on one second. You know what you should, before you even fuck around with trying to figure out about the Normandy, you know what you should make? What was it called? The Milano. From Guardians.
Oh!
Could you imagine if you could make that?
The Milano would be so cool. Okay, I need to write these down. All right, so the last piece of news that I have is Bethesda is acting like Pixar, and I'm not mad about it. The reason why I say that, Pixar has what's his name? Hammonsberger or John, one of the guys from Cheers. You know what I mean? One of Norm. I think it might have been Norm from Cheers. You mean John Ratzenberger? There you go. He's a pig in Toy Story. He's in him. He's
called him Pig.
He's in every single Pixar movie. Every single one. He always has at least one line. They call him the Pixar good luck charm. Apparently Bethesda has the same.
Really?
Yes, so you have a gentleman by the name of Wes Johnson who has appeared in many, many, many games, not only just Starfield. So Starfield, he is Ron Hope, who is the CEO of Hope Tech, who sends players after a thief in the Where Hope's is Built side mission. Okay, Where Hope is Built, got it. But he has also been in Oblivion and Fallout 3.
Like a bunch of characters or anyone specific?
So, in Oblivion, he was the Daedric Princes. Both Malekith and Malag Ball. Wow. In Morrowind, he's Fox and Meister Burke.
Okay.
He's Fox and Meister Burke in Fallout 3. In Skyrim, he is Hermias Mora and Emperor Titus. And in Fallout 4, he's Mo Cronin. So yeah, dude, this guy has been doing,
and he's been big parts because Fox was one of your. That was like your super mutant.
Yes.
Companion.
Yes. Yes. So you're talking about somebody having a big.
That's a big role.
Big role.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love that.
That's really cool. Hey.
But yeah, man, look, good on him, man. I'm I'm glad to see.
Ain't broke, don't fix it. If he's
good
at what he does, let him rock.
I'm glad. But I like that though. I like how. It's like when you see directors, they always bring in like certain people, like Adam Sandler. When Adam Sandler does a movie,
there's a good chance you're gonna see Spade, you're gonna see Rock, you're gonna see James, hopefully not Schneider, at this point.
But like Shaq, you always know you're getting certain things.
Judd Apatow.
Apatow's the same way. Quentin Tarantino's the same. Quentin
Tarantino.
Scorsese, same thing.
Scorsese, you're gonna get no matter what with Scorsese, you're getting Leonardo DiCaprio. You're probably getting.
And with Tarantino, you're always getting feet.
Yeah.
It's like it's always something.
Yes. That is cool.
Yeah. All right, so that's what I have in news. So, now it is time to go ahead and let all the crew members at home and the ones abroad, we're going to tell you what we are playing. I'm getting better at that.
Yeah, you are. You want to go first?
Yeah, we can run my shit. All right, so yeah, I have been playing. I actually like talking like holding the mic like this. I don't know why. I enjoy it.
I will just sit back and relax.
So yeah, I've been playing Starfield for over 24 game hours now. I actually have put in 24 hours in this game, and it's fucking hilarious because the game's only been out for 9 days.
Hell?
Again, early access.
Yeah.
For $35, I got the early access. Not only was I able to play the game 5-6 days earlier than everybody else, I also, like I said, I get the DLC. So when the DLC comes out, like probably next year at some point, or maybe in like a year and a half, I will be able to play that without having to buy it, which I am ecstatic for because this game has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I will say this, it is the cleanest Bethesda game I have ever seen when it comes down to graphics.
Yeah, because when you think Bethesda games, you can't really tell much of a, outside of setting, you can't really tell much of a difference in graphic capabilities from the Elder Scrolls games to the Fallout games.
Look, I have talked about it on this podcast at nauseam.
They don't stray from tradition, man.
No, because I feel like the biggest jump was probably when they did Morrowind to fucking Oblivion. Was probably
graphically that's the biggest jump for sure.
Yeah, because from that point on, they were using the same engine.
Well, Morrowind was on the original Xbox, I'm pretty sure.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
But you're talking about, dude, Skyrim, Oblivion. Obviously, these aren't in order. Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, even New Vegas. New Vegas was Obsidian, but Obsidian basically does the same exact thing with with everything, with the graphics and all of it. So, because we know that now because of Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds is just basically a copy and paste of. Okay, I just thought about something. We'll talk about that later. It has to do with if there wasn't Outer Worlds, would Starfield be as good as it is? We can work on that. Because I didn't think about that till just now. I have done, I think, 3 main missions so far, and everything else is just exploring. So you can pick,
which is generally my type of shit too.
Yeah, right. So you can pick what solar system you want to go into. Like there's Alpha Centauri, you have Sol, which is obviously ours. You have the Cheyenne system. You have, dude, you have you have our whole universe to fucking explore. When you get on a planet, in order to know all of the resources for the planet, you need to be able to scan flora and fauna and also resources. So like you use a laser to cut like heavy metals, because you see a rock and you can like use a laser on it, and even laser's called a cutter. And when you cut it, you get that, and you get that like going straight to your inventory.
Okay.
But if you see plants, you need to scan plants. You need to scan I think 7 or 8 of the same plant in order to get the scan to 100%. And every time you learn something new on the description of the plant. And it's the same thing for animals. Like you learn if an animal's hostile or not, or docile or defensive, and just all of those fun things. The animals are difficult to scan because of, the reactionary, nature of what you'd expect for animals. The fauna is not, the fauna is just easy, and the resources are fine. But if you go into a scan mode and you look out on the horizon, you can click on these spots that say unknown, and it'll tell you whether it's a structure, whether there's life signs, whether it's like a company, whether it's like an outpost. And when you can walk towards those things, and then that's also, that also goes towards like your resources and like scanning and everything else.
Wow.
So
you're enjoying it as well.
Oh my God, dude, I have not.
Because I had a question I wanted to ask you, and it's an important one.
Please.
And this actually makes me happy. So you were able to enjoy the game and continue playing even after they tried to I know how hard it is to have pronouns in a game. That didn't steer you away from playing it, right?
Just be happy I didn't choose they, them as my own in the game.
I don't care what the fuck you choose.
But no, I'm saying though, okay, so what Andy's bearing the lead on is there was a huge.
Also, please explain to them, because you know me, that was 100% sarcasm.
Oh my God, it was satire out the ass.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
Yes, no. Andy's one of the most accepting people I've ever met in my life. So there was a guy who was playing Starfield, within the first day, and he was done creating his character. He went to where you can name your character.
Lost his
And then he noticed that you have the ability for pronouns. Now, you can either be a man or a woman in the game, at least, you know what I mean, gender as opposed to like visual. You know what I mean? Visual gender is either male or female, but you also have the ability to be they, them. So non-binary, which I'm going to put it to you this way. Non-binary, well, basically LGBTQ is only roughly 2% of the population in the United States. Do you know what else is 2% of the population in the United States?
What's that?
Green eyes. You want to know what else? Red hair. You want to know what else? Less than that is blue eyes. So I don't want to hear anybody talking about, I mean, getting butthurt about inclusivity when we have red hair, green eyes, blue eyes, everything else. And all of those are just, they hit just the same threshold as LGBTQ.
What's even more ridiculous is it's just the they, them that's bothering them. Because in video games forever, especially RPGs, up until this point, you've always chosen between male or female. That's choosing a fucking gender. That's essentially choosing a pronoun. Basically,
right there.
You're going to call me he, you're going to call me she. So really all you're stuck on is the fact that there's another option.
And I mean, like with Bethesda, we have had many more options because you can be, I mean, think of everything in the Elder Scrolls worlds. You know what I'm saying? All the different fucking characters.
You could be a fucking cheetah.
The Kajats, I believe they're called.
I think they're cheetahs, right? Or leopards or something. They're cats.
Some type of puma.
Some type of jungle cat.
Yes.
This is what it is.
But
I mean, there's an easy way around this. You ready? And this is going to be hard for some people to understand, so I'm going to say it really, really slow because I want them to understand it. If you're not they, them, just don't pick it. Problem solved.
Problem fucking solved.
Enjoy your game. Let everyone else enjoy it their way too.
Yeah, this dude just, you know what I mean, this dude just went on a fucking rant about the they, them with the, like.
And I hate that it's not just him.
Well, look, I mean, unfortunately, you know what I mean, those in that minority are also, unfortunately, the loudest. So they get heard. And they make sure that they're heard because they feel like they've been slighted. So they want the entire world to know their injustice.
Yes. 35-year-old white dude, you've certainly been slighted.
I was about to say, my God, the caucasity of the situation.
35-year-old sitting in front of his like multiple thousands of dollars of video game equipment in his cushy air-conditioned room playing video games.
The privileged caucasity of the situation. I feel like that's the best thing I could say. The privileged caucasity.
The second I saw that dude freaking out, I was like, bro, can you just like...
I got so pissed.
Go outside, take a breath, wash your Cheeto fingers, and come back and play some more.
How about you go touch some fucking grass? You want to keep on talking about us when you mean go touch grass? Motherfucker, how about you go frolic? Go fucking frolic somewhere.
Like, I just can't imagine caring.
Fucking tool.
I just can't imagine caring about something like that.
No.
Like, especially in a video game. I don't care about it regardless, but especially in a video game. Like, you wouldn't bat an eye if they told you could create a fucking alien from the planet Xenon that's like a fucking cat with tentacles. You have nothing to say. But God forbid, God forbid there's some pronouns in this bitch.
Here's my question. If we had that, I feel like there would have to be more pronouns than just, you know what I mean, just he, she.
I mean, that's a broad
or
they. That's
God
a broad they.
Damn,
them.
that's a huge they. That's more of like
right? Like, what the fuck? But
you are a beautiful.
But I'm glad that you've been able to enjoy the game despite that obvious, just sheer betrayal.
Yeah,
from a video game daring to put pronouns in. How dare they?
I know. It's fucking
God.
stupid.
Next thing you know, a dude's gonna be able to kiss a dude.
Don't let them play a lot of fucking games then. They're playing fucking. Don't play Baldur's Gate 3. Don't play fucking Starfield.
Don't play Mass Effect.
Don't play Mass Effect. Don't play any of the Fallouts because that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. One of the things I think you would really like about the game is the outpost prospect of it.
Okay.
So the outpost, you create an outpost on like a moon or just basically any planet, and you can build resources from it. And from the resources, you can upgrade your weapons, your spacesuit, your spaceship, like your gear, like anything, armor, all of it. So it's very much like Fallout 4. I mean, when you created your town and all that type of shit. I mean, it kind of feels like 76 is in the same way with that.
Okay.
I mean, when you create your own little area, because then you need to make sure you defend it correctly. I mean, if there's aggressive fauna or flora, so I mean, you need to worry about that type of stuff. You need to worry about the gravity. You need to worry about, because like that's another thing, dude. The gravity. Some places are twice Earth gravity. Other places are like a tenth of the Earth's gravity. And when you get a jetpack,
oh, look out!
It's fun.
This is just a total side note. It's just kind of funny to me. It's exactly what the shit's called, so I have no problem with it. But flora and fauna have really popped over the last couple of years in video games, haven't they? I feel like ever since like No Man's Sky is when people have actually been referring to it as flora and fauna in their shit. Before that, it was just environment.
Yeah, I mean, look, the only reason why I'm doing it like that is because that's the way it is in the game, and you know what I mean. And literally, you are scanning trees and shrubs and plants, and also random ass animals. You know what I mean? You're literally scanning these things.
I love shit like that. And is it the type of game where when you scan those things, like it unlocks in an like a not necessarily like a journal entry, but you know what I mean,
like an archive.
Yes. Does it do that? Like when you unlock, like?
Well, I mean.
Like when you scan something, will it be like you've scanned, you know, 1 out of 100 and however many there are?
No, so it doesn't do that. But again, like each scan is like 13% or something like that, and it just kept on kind of building up on that, because it was like 13, then it was, or I mean, it's roughly around those areas, because it was like 13, then it was 22, and then it was 40 something or 30 something, I think, then 50, and then there was an 88. Yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, it's like I said, like 8 times you need to scan in order to get 100%. But you can't scan like the same animal. You need to go to different ones. You know what I mean? Because once you scan that one, with the scanner light, it stays at a blue. So you you already did that one, so you can't even touch that one again.
Got it.
Let me think. What else?
I don't think
there is a persuasion. Like little sub thing that you can do.
Well, that's very Bethesda, isn't it?
It is, but it's new. How they're doing it is very new, because you only get 3 attempts to try to get who you're trying to persuade to give me to fill this bar, and you have like a +1, +3, or +5 response, and depending on which one you use, the answer might work for you. It might not. So it's. Like I said, it like that part of it is also very, very fun and interesting. Like I had a heist. There was a hostage situation in a bank, and I went up as the negotiator. And there were 2 different times I had to try to persuade the people inside to come out. The first time I was successful with persuasion. The second time, not so much. So then I had to go in around back and kill everybody.
Well, that escalated quickly.
The mayor told me to do it. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Aquila City.
Now, a question that I'm going to ask you that you're the only one ever moving forward that will ever get this question from me. You're sure you had to kill him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this time you can go to sleep at night and feel okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like,
this isn't No Russian all over again?
No.
Okay.
If I look at them, they show up with red health bars and everything else like that, so I know that they are an enemy. I need to handle them accordingly.
Got it. Appreciate it.
But like the modifiers on the guns themselves, you have laser weapons, which are better in like 0 gravity than a projectile. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Than like an actual projectile.
Yeah.
Like, so you need to know where you are to figure out what the right thing is for you to do.
I like that.
I kept on seeing these videos, like there's a spot with a casino, like it's a rundown casino, and you go in, dude, you can get a fuck ton of shit. Like you will be over encumbered by the first minute.
I do miss that too. It's been a long time since I've played an RPG with encumbered. Yeah.
Yes. So.
And when you're someone like me who has to take everything of value, which means that you're going in and out of these places 17 fucking times to stash your shit.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you the best part about when you become over encumbered, because the person that's with you, they will constantly harp that you're picking up everything. What do you like? I'm running with this
for?
I'm running with this chick named Sarah right now, and she sits here and goes, "You don't need all of this junk. Why do you pick up everything?" And then I was running with a robot in the beginning of the game.
Cleaning the streets, bitch. Shut up.
And the robot said, and meanwhile, this is like the first half hour of the game. The robot told me, "At this rate, we will never get to our main mission if you keep picking up every single thing." I'm like, damn, you like you hitting me fucking hard.
I like that. I do like that. And I think more games should add in shit like that. And I don't know if it was in games before that, but it really popped with High on Life.
Mm-hmm.
With just having something funnily narrating what you're doing.
Yeah.
is just like it's just a cool element.
And then Bethesda also trolled so well.
Yeah.
So well in this game.
It's funny
Because there's a I don't even know where the fuck this is at. You fly your ship and you're in space and you're looking at a planet and you see another ship come up to hail you. So you answer the hail and they go, "Oh, thank you. We have just noticed that your ship's warranty is about to expire." I am not joking. That is the fucking message. Yes. That's the fucking message. And you have a choice. You have a choice to actually buy insurance from this thing.
That is fantastic.
From this ship.
That is fantastic. The amount of times we have all
the amount of times people have also destroyed that ship is hilarious.
Oh, I love it.
It is so good. But yeah, that's me so far. My fucking half hour talking about Starfield. So what's up, man?
So for the last couple weeks, 2 weeks ago, we did play Chell, right?
Yes.
Okay, so by the way,
last week we played Chell.
Was it last week?
Yeah, last week was you and I. That's it.
Okay, so 2 weeks ago when you didn't,
yeah,
when you weren't in and Ant and I were trying to find something to do, I was like, let me see what I can find on there if we don't feel like playing Chell right away. So I was looking at Game Pass and I was looking at Sony and shit like that, and I was like, ooh, Far Cry 6 is on here. That's the brand new one, and it's co-op. So I hit up Ant. I was like, you want to fuck around with this? He was like, yeah, why not? So we played Far Cry 6 that night.
Thoughts so far?
We're probably gonna continue playing moving forward, since we're all kind of basically just taking a chill break until the new game comes out. We may get like one more day in.
We've hit our peak.
Yeah. And knowing how the next game is going to be more catered to the way we like to play anyway, and will actually reward us based on how we play.
Yes,
is going to be a lot more fun. So you'll have Starfield and all that shit, and we'll do Far Cry. But so far, it's been great, and it's been seamless too. It's just like most co-op games are these days, where you have like a portion you have to do to unlock. It was maybe like an hour, if that.
Standard Ubisoft thing.
If you really streamline it, it won't even take that long.
Yeah, but I mean, standard Ubisoft, everything with them is always like that.
Yeah. So we did run, I think we're about to run our first main mission. So you only, when you first get dropped into, it's a fictional island called Yara.
It's like based off of like Cuba.
Yes.
Yeah. Everything is based off of Havana and Cuba.
Yes, a lot of guerrilla warfare.
Yes.
Anyway,
Bay of Pigs and all that type of shit.
Yeah. So the first island you're dropped on, it's big enough. Like, it'd take you some time to run around this island if you weren't fast traveling back and forth. But then when you expand the map, that is an island this size. You guys can't see what I'm doing, West Can. It's an island about this size on the map, and then there are other islands on the map. I think there's 5 or 6 others that are about this big. Right.
Fuck.
So
talking about 3 times at least, 3-4 times the size.
And since it's Cuba, like during these times, they found ways to make it really funny. So you each have you have an. Is
it only a 2-player co-op?
Unfortunately, yeah. We were hoping to God that you could run a third. That's the only reason he and I played it. If there was an ability for a third, we were gonna wait for you.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so it is only 2. So you have an animal companion.
Is that the little dachshund? The little dog in a wheelchair?
No. You as soon as you start off, you get a fucking alligator. Named Guapo.
That's it. You get a gator.
He's the shit. He is the shit.
I love that. I love the fact that you get a gator. That's just fucking amazing.
Yeah.
To me.
So it does have a lot of the Far Cry elements you're used to. Scanning enemies and whatnot to like have them. All pop up on the map and
yeah, you have to aim on them to get the little logo on top of them and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been going around capturing some bases. We actually captured some bases, which is hilarious because then when we went to do a mission, that base had already been captured.
Oh, that's easy.
So, but no, they're smart this time around because they did still then drop in more guys to go in and get.
Good.
So it's not like, oh, I've already done this. Let me just go and collect my shit. So that's cool. I don't remember in past games if you had the ability to upgrade your vehicles, but you can in this one. You can upgrade your vehicles, add different guns and armor and shit like that.
Nah, you couldn't do that in 5.
So that's dope. We've been going around to all these different, like munitions boxes and caches and shit like that.
Oh, of course. You got to get the toys.
We've each unlocked a couple, and it's nice that the way they run it is one of those games where if you open something, your partner gets it too. It's not like whoever opens it gets it. Now, when you open these big boxes that you find at certain caches that can have like legendary weapons or armor and stuff like that, you will each get something, but it won't be the same thing. So like there's times where like I've gotten a badass helmet, Anthony's gotten a gun, or and
like
vice
that.
versa. So it is cool because you don't quite
Diablo
know
4 is like
get.
that as well.
Yeah.
When you open up caches, like I'll get something different than one of the guys.
Yeah. And the way we're running it, it's been so fun because as we normally do it when it's the 3 of us, and obviously Anthony and I do it the same when it's just the 2 of us. And he's a sniper, so we get him on a perch. I get everything like scanned out, and then he's
the sniper. You're the scout.
I have a silencer on all my weapons.
Normally I'm supporting.
So we decide which entrance I'm going to go in. Anthony keeps an eye on me, and then I go in. I take care of who I can on the inside that he can't see with my silencer. If I'm in like a sticky wicket, he'll pick somebody off. So like we got a good system going. We have a good system going.
Doing that stuff is fun though. I do remember. You mean when we played not Hardline? Which
it was either Breakpoint something
like that.
That was fun. That was
dude,
really
it was a
fun.
blast, dude. It was so much fun. I played it twice because I played it with you guys and then I played it with fucking Hav, Mike, and Dan.
I was really, really, really hoping that
it'll be at least a 3-player.
Yeah, but we're gonna be fine though, because the second that you're cool with it and Anthony's cool with it, all we gotta do is get Remnant, and I've heard it's fantastic, and that's 3 right there.
Well,
it's not like a free thing straight to anywhere. At least not as of yet.
I was just thinking that because I know
the first one was.
The first one's on Game Pass.
How long did it take to come to Game Pass though? So I mean, who knows? And I wouldn't even doubt with how like the reviews have been on Remnant, it might be a bit before it comes to Game Pass. But regardless, that like I'm not touching that game without you guys.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I still need to play the first one, but
you never played the first one at all?
No.
Jesus.
Hav and Dan ran through it.
I thought you said you played it with them.
Nope.
Why the hell didn't you play it with us?
I don't know.
Because it was on Game Pass and we were talking about playing it, but we thought that you said that you played it with Hav.
I never played it.
Damn. That's a stinker. But anyway, so yeah, we're actually having a lot of fun.
Good.
A lot of fun with it. I'm trying to think of some other things that have happened in that game that have been either pretty funny or different. So remember in previous games you would use like the pelt and shit you got from animals to upgrade, so you actually don't use them to upgrade anymore. So all the pelts and shit that you get, you basically trade in for other things to be able to, upgrade your guns and shit like that.
So they just add just one more level to it.
Yeah. So, and we haven't seen very many animals right away. I think I got attacked by like a fucking mongoose at one point. A mongoose.
I didn't even know mongooses
were. Gator, obviously, because there's obviously gators. That's all I've seen.
How tough are the gators to kill? Because, I mean, you would figure with their hide, they would be fairly difficult.
If you don't see them before they see you, it becomes difficult because they are fast. People, like in real life too, people underestimate just how fast
they're ambush hunters.
They are,
I mean, literally, that's what they do. They sit and wait, and then they strike.
Yeah. So they're not too hard to kill if you like I said, if you spot them first. Plus, you got your own alligator that'll help at least keep them occupied while you're doing the damn thing. The vehicles have been super fun. We've been rolling around tanks a little bit, just blowing shit up.
I love that.
What else?
That was the other thing I loved in those fucking games, like Breakpoint and all that type of shit.
Yeah. So when you find like their version, I'm just gonna call it a legendary gun because I don't know what they call it, but there are guns that you can find that just come the way they come with their own mods and like different, shit that they can do. You can't add or take anything off them. Like I've got this one that just fires. It's called this one is called the I think it's called the El Tostador. It's just a big ass flamethrower.
I like it.
Which the both of us had to use for a mission because we had to burn all the crops in this like tobacco plant or something like that. So like that's
a huge money bank.
That was wild. Anthony is a little bit different now than he used to be playing those games. It looks like we're about to revert back to how shit used to be because he used to be like me, which is get in, quick, quiet, do the thing, be out. He has now gone a little bit more the Messimer route where it's just fucking Rambo.
Oh, he dans it up.
Oh, yeah, bruh.
Okay.
Bruh.
Yeah, danning it up is a verb that we use.
Which in this game is wild because you have that thing where when you're taking over a base, if you get spotted, they'll sound the alarm, and then you've got like a whole backup troop.
Whole sequence you got to go through.
Yeah, but no, it's been fun. That's gonna be what we play probably until Chell comes out, and like I said, unless you guys end up wanting to pull the trigger on Remnant, because we know with put it this way, realistically, and we probably should, if we want to play something like that, and I do because it's been a long time since we've
now would be the time.
Well, at least sometime soon, because we're all going to be preoccupied with something. You're already going to be preoccupied a bit with Starfield. As soon as late October comes around, the three of us are going to be occupied with Spider-Man.
Yep.
So if we're going to do something like that, I would say probably maybe at least, maybe the last week of September until like the end of October. Because the Remnant, the first Remnant game wasn't necessarily all that long, I don't think. I don't remember it being all that long.
Okay.
The hardest part is just the fact that the game's hard, so sometimes it takes multiple tries to get through a boss. But yeah, no, that's been fun. And last night, Alex and I played, because you guys weren't on, so it was just me last night. So we played Unravel 2 together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, all we got done was the tutorial because we didn't switch to that. I was playing Paper Mario for the first hour, and then for the last hour, she was just like, "You want to see if you can find something for us to play?" I was like, "Sure."
Hell yeah.
So yeah,
God, I love that.
I went on. You know what Xbox can do that would actually learn from Sony, and it was really nice because I've done this with you, I've done it with Anthony. When you get in that mode where you're like, let's see if we can find an actual game to play together. So what do? You end up having to go on Google and type in, best co-op games currently for
multiplayer,
whatever.
yada yada.
Well, PlayStation, their collection of games, their version of Game Pass or whatever, they have a tab called Couch Co-op Games. You click into that tab, and it's every game that's got couch co-op right there. No need to fucking look, no need to search, no nothing. All right there.
Nice.
It'd be so nice if Game Pass could do that because they already have that system. They have all, when you go to Game Pass, they have all.
If you scroll all the way down,
you can scroll down, and you even have a tab for multiplayer. But the problem is that's just
multiplayer. Period.
There's no distinguish between couch, between online or whatever. So, oh Jesus. But yeah, so Unravel 2 was actually really fun. Really fun. I can tell we're probably gonna have more fun and yell at each other moving forward.
Yes,
but that's what that's for when you play co-op games with your spouse.
Absolutely,
that's how it goes.
100%.
We went through that with It Takes Two.
All right, that what you got?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, let's let Anthony take us out, and then we will do our thing.
Glorious. It's a glorious day today, and it's Saturday. And we're going to connect with CGC. You can find us at consolegamingcrew.com. You can find us at our email, which is consolegamingcrew@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle, by the way, is at consolecrew. YouTube and Instagram are both Console Gaming Crew. If you check us out, check out Boss Rush Network, which is bossrush.net. Great place. There's lots of things you can find there, aside from us. Great people. By the way, Twitch should be returning at some point. It is CGC Podcast. We have Co-op Mondays, and we're going to do something fancy for Fridays. I don't know yet. But that's where you can find us. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.
I fucking love that so much. The resonance he uses is so good.
Yes, it is.
So good. All right, y'all. So, as always, we want y'all to stay safe, do what you got to do to feel good, because it is all about feeling good.
Absolutely.
Play some fucking games for the love of God. And as always, y'all.
Game on, baby.
Game on, y'all. Be good. Peace.